there we have it. Day 113 of using Vinted to sell my old stuff that got me started in selling collectibles. It's only probably going to be a short video today. I always say that, but it is going to be a short video just because there won't be any work happening on the Vinted today and probably tomorrow, and there's not really been too much work going on on the Vinted just because I've been really busy building a multi-listing for some Rocky Balboa figures that are relating to the Vinted pot balance, so it's vital I get them on to basically try and recoup some of this money we've been spending. But let's talk sales first, balance update, and then wish everyone a good weekend. So sales, we had one eBay sale coming in thanks to the Vinted pot balance. So we sold a football pennant, a vintage football pennant went, and that's going overseas, a Fulham one. I'll put a picture there because it is a really nice pennant. So that went for £22.50. There are fees to take off of that because it's sold on eBay. So I think I put like £14 to £15 in the Vinted pot balance. And then I need to keep that page open one sec. And then we move on to Vinted, but let's have a look in a sec. So we had four sales since speaking to you last. The last sale I told you about was for the Playmobil Back to the Future figures. They went for £4.50. Since then, we had the double set of the Playmobil Go. They went for £13.50, which were full price, and they were like they were both new. Like one was slightly open, but you could tell it's not been fully open, so they were listed as new. They sold. Then on the same day we had a Hulk figure sale. We also listed that, I think, on Tuesday. That went for £5. I think it were up at £5.50, so not going to fight over 50p. Like, yeah, it's 50p. But pennies make pounds, they do add up. And then we had a wrestling figure go, that went for 15 quid. I got quite a few offers on this, and if you've seen my eBay store, you'll know that like I do sell a lot of wrestling figures, so I wasn't accepting offers on that, because if I took the figure out of the box and just sold the figure on, say, like one of my multi-listings and the belt on one of my multi-listings, I'd have got 15 quid, probably after eBay fees anyway. So yeah, I got a few offers, but it finally landed and we got a £15 sale on that, which was happy days. And then we had an Undertaker hat go, that went for £5. Somebody bought it, cancelled, because they said they didn't realise it was a children's hat, and then I re-uploaded it, and yeah, it sold instantly for £5. So I'm guessing that was a previous watcher, because it did have quite a lot of watchers on when I first listed that. So some decent sales, still ticking over. Just going to have a look to see how many active listings we currently have on the profile, because there's probably some work we can be doing, but it won't be today. So we've got 95 items listed on the Vinted store at the minute. So this weekend, I'm 100% going to get 4 items listed, and anything that sells, I'm going to replace it over the weekend, because for the sake of just like throwing 1 or 2 extra listings on, we can keep the algorithm happy, get maximum eyes and feet on the store, and just give us the best chance of making sure that come day 147, we're sitting on that £3,000 target that we're hoping for. But that being said, it's all the work, all that money, that aim of £3,000 isn't reliant just on Vinted anymore, because we're spending the pot balance, buying stock and putting it on the eBay store, which hopefully returns money faster, and yeah, it helps us hit the goal, grow the business, all that good stuff. So balance update. Since speaking to you last, on Tuesday I did say to you, I met somebody and I spent like £450 on some figures, so that's been done. What was the last balance update I told you? So the last balance update, let's get the pig up. Like I said, he's took a beating. So the last balance update we told you about was £867.49. And I did say to you, up until the 1st of October, that money is there to be spent, and still I'm doing everything I can to try and spend that money on collectibles, which will return the money faster. So as of today, we're now sitting on £530.65. So again, it's going down, not up. But sometimes, I think, what's the saying? 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, because you obviously when we got to that £2,032, it's like great seeing 4 figures, but sometimes it's almost like, the best analogy is like a slingshot, where in order for that, whatever you put into a slingshot, in order for it to go as far as possible, you need to pull it back. The further back you pull it, the further it's going to go forward. And that exact analogy can be used for that pot balance. It looks good having 4 figures there, but the only way we can build that money faster is by spending it, and hopefully by spending it, it's going to, build the money faster. But yeah, like I said, it's a short video today, just because at the minute it's called 9:45 AM. So I've done the postage today, done all the packing, all the good stuff. I've picked up some collectibles from the post office for some stuff that I'm going to be listing in probably like November on my eBay store, because all the work's going into these Rocky figures now. October is going to be dedicated to like Marvel and DC comics, and then November will consist of like a whole range of stuff like wrestling figures, comics, sports memorabilia. Like there's literally so much stuff I need to be getting on my eBay store, because we're getting into now, we're closing in on quarter 3 of the tax year, which quarter 3 is basically the Christmas months, and I don't want to have collectibles sat on shelves that have never been listed on my eBay store, that are collectibles I want for the eBay store. So yeah, the Vinted, it's taken a little bit of a backseat this week. However, work is being done to recoup that money elsewhere. But yeah, if you enjoy collectibles, or even watching a small business grow, hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And like I said, if you post videos as well, leave a comment and let me know what you're doing. I'll love to check out your channel when you get a chance. Have a good weekend. See you in a bit.